Hello and thank you for watching this ag forecast for the southern U.S. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, we'll start with the satellite picture here on Tuesday morning. We've got a frontal boundary kind of stalled out from the eastern Corn Belt into the Ozarks. Several rounds of showers and storms ongoing within that from eastern Oklahoma into western Arkansas, north into Missouri, and then again into the Ohio River Valley. That's going to continue to be the theme here as we head through the next 24 to 72 hours before we start to bring some of that precipitation a little bit further south and east across the rest of the southeast U.S. As we look at the temperatures this morning, you can kind of make out the frontal boundary again here from the Ohio River Valley down into the Ozarks, parts of central Texas, 60s and 70s south of that line, 30s and 40s as you make your way off to the north. And again, this has been the focal point for several rounds of showers and storms over the last 24 to 48 hours from the Ozarks into the Ohio River Valley, just very scattered and isolated precipitation as you make your way back off to the south. We've got an area of high pressure across this region, so as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours, again, we're not going to be seeing much of this precipitation making its way into this region. This is going to be an area that we'll see more precipitation making its way in as we head deeper into the week, talking about Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, as we just look at the forecast here for the next 4 days, total precipitation on the left, and then we got the snowfall forecast on the right, just to show you, we are talking about a transition to a very winter-like week across the northern plains into the upper Midwest. Some areas here seeing 6 to 12 inches or more of snow accumulate over the next 3 days. But as we focus on the southeast, across the southern U.S., again, as we get into the later part of the week, this is when we'll start to see more shower and storm activity making its way north into Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and the Florida panhandle. As we talk about temperatures, we're going to be warmer than average across the south here over the next couple of days, much of the colder air confined to the Canadian prairie and the northern plains. But as we head deeper into the week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we are going to see a cold front finally make its way to the south and to the east to bring some of that cooler air along with it into at least western portions of the southern U.S. Now, here's the jet stream right now. We've got a big trough anchored across western Canada into the central United States. Little short waves embedded within that. That's what's kicking off the winter weather off to the north. That's what's kicking off the showers and storms along that frontal boundary from the Ozarks into the Ohio River Valley. Now, it's not until later in the week when we kind of reorient this trough, digging it in a little bit deeper across the western U.S., that we're going to start to draw some of that moisture northward into much more of the south, talking about more in the way of scattered daily thunderstorm activity across, again, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. So here's the high-resolution NAM. This is going to take us all the way to Thursday afternoon. And again, it keeps it pretty quiet across the south between now and then. We'll see those showers and storms across this general region as we head through the rest of the day today. We'll take one more look at that. This is as we get into Tuesday midday, right around noon. Getting into sunset now, we're seeing that thunderstorm activity lift off to the north with the warm front as we get into the overnight hours into Wednesday morning. So as we make our way into Thursday, quiet across the south. We'll take it further than that with the European model now. This will take us into the weekend and next week. Again, with flow kind of coming around that area of high pressure across this region, we're not going to see the thunderstorm activity making it across the south in any sort of wide-scale fashion until we get deeper into the week. We start to see that trajectory changing and coming a little bit more southerly, and we see the frontal boundary start to move as we get into Thursday and Friday. And so now we're talking about more in the way of daily thunderstorm activity again as we get into Friday afternoon, and then as we get into Saturday, Sunday, and beyond. Now, as we get onto the other side of the weekend into early next week, we're watching the potential for a rather significant storm system to make its way into the Ohio River Valley, bringing a lot more precipitation into the south, but big question marks as we get out to that time frame. So for now, we'll just kind of focus on the impacts through the weekend. We'll see the chance for some strong winds across the Panhandle region here as we head into the middle and later part of the week. As the storm system starts to make its way in. Thursday afternoon, those winds will be gusting out of the south-southwest across the panhandles and then flipping out of the north as we head into Thursday night and Friday. And that's when we'll see some of this cooler air starting to try and make its way into parts of the south. We'll see it dipping into to West Texas, into Oklahoma as we get into Friday and Saturday. But then we'll have to watch the potential for this next system to come in, riding that temperature gradient, potentially bringing some colder air and some more heavy precipitation to this region as we get into the early part of next week. So between now and Saturday, though, we're just talking about corridors of showers and storms over the next 48 hours from the Ozarks into the Ohio River Valley. And then as we get into Thursday and Friday, we'll talk about the increase in showers and storms across Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, especially closer to the coast. That's where we could be talking about more in the way of 2 to 3 inch totals instead of scattered amounts here. And then we'll have to watch the potential for more in the way of organized precipitation through this same corridor as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. That's what this would look like. This is taking the forecast out to Tuesday evening, and this would, again, include that storm system that potentially swings through Sunday through Tuesday, dropping another round of heavy precipitation across the region. We'll finish with a look at your high temperatures then over the next 5 days, 70s and 80s for most as we head through the day today. We'll see that warm front lift even a little further north Wednesday and then surging north on Thursday. Quite unseasonably warm from the Texas Panhandle into the eastern Corn Belt, but above average across the entire eastern half of the country there. Cold air starts to make its way in as we head into the weekend. We'll see 50s dipping down into the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle on Friday, with 50s and 60s much more widespread in Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas as we head into Saturday. We'll still be talking about highs in the upper 70s and the 80s, though, on Saturday afternoon across the rest of the South.